Welcome to a little corner of consciousness, where we embark on this journey of consciousness expansion together, one coherent step at a time. On a little corner of consciousness, we explore coherence, expansion, and frequency as we move deeper into our wholeness together. I'm your host, Stephanie Ablett. Welcome to the show. Hello, lovely listeners. Welcome back to another episode of A Little Corner of Consciousness. I'm your host, Stephanie Ablett. Again, thank you for being here. Today, I would love to sit and have a chat with you about two words that are used so much in the spiritual field, in the personal growth field. And 2026 is going to be revelatory for one of them. The two words that I am talking about are becoming and being. Becoming is used so much, especially in personal growth and spiritual growth, where we are constantly talking about becoming more of who you are, becoming a better version of yourself, becoming higher frequency, becoming etc. Becoming is so overused, and I have used that word so much in so much of my work. I'm sure I've used it in this podcast many times, but today something really hit and I just wanted to investigate it with you. Let's look into the deeper energetics of these two words. Becoming holds the energy of efforting, of force, of drive, of achievement, of striving. We are becoming, we have not become. We are using this term in a way that tells us that we have not arrived, that we are not ready yet, that we are not there yet. But that is not true. There is nothing that you need to become because you already are. The truth of our being is that we are everything that we ever have been. Everything that we are rests within us. And so becoming is this false illusion, this hamster wheel. And we keep spinning and running on this hamster wheel trying to become who we are, and yet we are all that we are. So 2026 is not asking you to become anything. It is asking you to be in being instead of becoming. Being has the energy of readiness, of relaxation, of inevitability, of trust, of calmness and stillness. When you are being, you are settled, you are stable, you are in expression in the moment. You are not trying to force anything, you're not trying to be anything else because you are just simply being. And just rest into the energy of being in this moment. Being is where wholeness lives. And it is just simply resting in stillness in the being that you already are. Within the core of you is your essence of life. It is the seed of life itself. It is your core essence, your soul frequency. And in that core, in that seed of life is God. God is the seed of life. God is what put the seed of life in you for you to incarnate into this expression, to be a different fractal of God, for God to remember itself and express itself in new ways. So there's no need to strive or force or drive yourself crazy by trying to become more of who you are. There is just this desperation in the word becoming. Let yourself rest in being and allow yourself to be in the stillness that exists in your beingness. Allow yourself to rest in the stillness of being everything that you already are. This has become the foundation of my work with others. I had the most incredible 2025, and from an external point of view, it looked like the most boring year ever, and yet it was the most miraculous year ever. I had a process of merging with God. You can go back and listen to episode 2, where I speak of this. The first experience I had of a true merging with God, basically melting the illusion that there is separation between you and God. But I did this for 40 days. And at the end of that 40-day process, there was no longer an illusion within me that there was separation. And I truly began to feel that deep, deep connection with God as myself. And I don't mean that in a way that my ego thinks that, I'm a savior or, some drastic, ridiculous illusion. It is not a sense of being godlike in the world. It is a sense of peace, of wholeness, of stillness, of coherence, of contentment, of beauty, of love that lives inside of me. That I feel whole. That I can rest in just being who I am. And we are all being called back into this. We are all being called back into our knowingness that we are exactly where we're meant to be. That we are exactly who we're meant to be. If we can just drop the shame and the guilt and the need to be perfect or the need to be anything other than what we are. And through this whole 40-day process that I went through, I shed so many layers, so many false layers of who I thought I was or what I thought was wrong with me. We come into this life to simply experience, and when we experience without the knowledge of knowing that experience is why we're here, we can think that the experience is negative or positive instead of allowing it to just be experience. And so we make it so complex and we give it all of these false identities, and we bring so much heaviness and density and complexity to something that is just simple. And what can be a beautiful process for all of us is to just drop all of that and let ourselves just be. Aren't you tired of trying to become something new? Aren't you tired of trying to become perfect, become quote unquote healed, become new, become whatever your drive is? Aren't you tired of constantly feeling like you need to achieve something to become something new? Aren't you completely ready to just rest in everything that you are and to see that everything that you are opens and expands when you allow yourself to welcome the experience, to sit in stillness long enough for you to just open and experience yourself? I have a endless soul drive to help others to experience themselves fully, to understand the soul frequency that lives within them, to understand that within your soul frequency there is a blueprint that allows your life to unfold in incredible ways. There is everything that you need written within you if you would just stop striving, stop efforting, stop achieving, stop forcing, and just relax into the inevitability of your full expansion and your full expression. Get curious about what actually drives you in a positive way, in a way that is driven by your wholeness, not your need to complete yourself. What excites you? What delights you? What has been calling you since you were a child? Are you allowing that calling to unfold, to teach you? Or have you been stuffing it down because it doesn't reflect the perfect life you had envisioned for yourself based on external expectations and achievements? What if your life has nothing to do with achievement and everything to do with resting in everything that you already are? What can life teach you when you accept yourself that fully? I wish that so deeply for you. And that is what so much of my work is about. All these activations I have on my website, I didn't truly know what they were when I recorded them, when I offered them. They were just personal experiences I had in meditation that I needed to share. But they are keys for you to unlock consciousness and get a little closer to that core within you, to expand your perception of who you are and what you're capable of, to help you nourish your nervous system, your energetic system, to calibrate to wholeness and ease so that you feel safe expressing yourself more fully, resting in everything that you already are. Soul frequency has been a word I've used so many times since maybe 2021 when I personally experienced it. It was something that unfolded within me after I took myself through my program, Sacred Heart. And Sacred Heart is all about honoring and being in devotion to your heart. That it is the key to unlocking all of this. When your heart is fully activated, fully opened, when you have full access to everything that your heart truly is, your true essence starts to expand from deep within you. That's when real access to the core of you becomes available. That's when resting in beingness becomes easeful. Because you can't deny how powerful your heart is, especially when it is open and active and awake. And our hearts have the capacity to expand in incredible ways, exponentially, in limitless ways. And these are just tools that I bring to you to help you to rest in everything that you already are. Let's let 2026 bring us to a space where we don't need to force, don't need to strive, don't need to drive ourselves or effort our way through our existence, where we allow ourselves to just exist, to just be the being that we are. And I would love to hear your experiences with this. Are you coming from a place of becoming, or are you ready to rest in being? Let's rest in being and let that always be enough. Everything inevitably unfolds from that place. You're not missing out on anything. Everything is available when you can just allow yourself to be open and available. And that only truly happens when we are not caught up in striving or forcing or achieving or efforting. When we actually allow ourselves to be stable and steady, still, open, and receptive. That is when miracles unfold. To rest in contemplation over these ideas. See what happens. I'm sending you so much love. So much love. I'll see you in the next episode. Hello, lovely listeners. Thank you so much for giving your time and energy to this episode of A Little Corner of Consciousness. Now that you have received this transmission, give yourself time to ground it in. Allow it to land in your body and to move through your body. Let the energy move through your centers to your root and down into the earth. Bring it all the way down into the center of the earth and let the transmission become grounded, rooted, and embodied. And if you enjoyed this episode, please share. Please leave a review. Please download, follow the show. Help me to reach more individuals. And if you'd like to learn more about my work, visit stephanieablett.com. I'm sending you so much love. Until next time.